Nigerians are blazing the trail all over the world and everywhere they are. From arts to business, academia to engineering, medical to architecture, sciences to government, sports to politics, their contributions have shaped the societies where they are in the diaspora. Nigerians are always among the best everywhere in the world, from Africa to Asia, Europe to the Pacific, the Caribbean and Americas.
It is no news that Nigerians across the globe are the most hardworking, resilient, resourceful, and barrier breakers in their various fields of endeavors, putting the name of our dear country, Nigeria, as a worldwide.
The federal government of Nigeria strives to continue to strengthen engagement with you, the diaspora, through NIDCOM.
In the spirit of the Black History Showcase with the theme Soaring Like Eagles, Afro Global Television, Ontario, Canada, honored some distinguished Nigerians who have excelled in their various fields of endeavors on Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. The event celebrating excellence honored the achievements of trailblazing Nigerian Canadians who have made profound impact in various fields in the Canadian society. His Royal Majesty, Dr. J. Alexander Olusegun McGregor, Monarch and Founder, Toronto Institute of Pharmaceutical Technology. Kikelomo Lawal, Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Dr. Joshua Yusuf from Ogun State, founder of All Saints University School of Medicine in Canada but operating in the Caribbean. Sam Obo, President Emeritus, Royal Architectural Institute of Canada. Sam Obo was once head of all architects in Canada. Dr. Peter Ozemoya, nuclear engineer and currently chair of the International Nuclear Societies. Dr. Peter Ozemoya was once the head of nuclear engineers in Canada. King Wale Adesoya, founder and president, Nigeria Canadian Business Network. Ngozi Ugo, president and publisher, Nigerian Canadian News. Johnson Babalola, managing partner, Topmark Attorneys LLP. In light of global issues, the UK Home Office welcomed a delegation from Nigeria to co-chair the annual Migration, Justice and Home Affairs Dialogue on March 19, 2024 in London. The discussions reaffirmed the strong relationship between Nigeria and the UK, with commitments made across a range of priority areas of mutual interest. Ambassador Akinremi Bolaji, who signed the Memorandum of Understanding on Migration Partnership in 2022, led the Nigeria delegation to UK. The discussion commenced with the breaking of kola nuts by Ambassador Bolaji to depict the Nigerian culture. It lets us into the issues discussed.
It was a great privilege for me to lead delegation to the United Kingdom for the MJHA, which means Migration, Justice and Home Affairs Dialogue. It is a discussion that takes place every year, and that will be the 5th time that I will be leading it. We've had it virtually, and this time around we had a very strong delegation comprised the Controller General of Correction Service, the National Commissioner for Data Protection Commission, the Federal High Commissioner for Refugee Commission, the Controller General of Nigeria Immigration Service, and of course myself as the leader of the delegation. We had a lot of agencies that participated this year, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Interior Affairs, and of course Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I had led this delegation some years ago when I was Director of Consular and Legal in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And now that I'm in the economy desk, this was given to me out of my institutional knowledge, and we had planned for a whole year. We had the British with us on May 10 last year, when they came, and the return leg was what we went for in March. This dialogue has been on for years, but it took a new dimension in 2021 because we've had COVID, and as a result, a lot of Nigerians were actually deported without recourse to the High Commission of Nigeria in London. And so to stop that type of wrong procedure, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs practically took over that dialogue, and we have led that dialogue for about 4 years now. We've been having it alternately. You do one in Nigeria, you do one in London. And so in 2022, when I also led this delegation, which also had very powerful members on it, we signed an MOU on migration partnership. It is this MOU that is now guiding all activities on migration. Now we are talking about 3 pillars, talking about migration, justice, and home affairs. This is all about activities of people who cross between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. And so issues like education, issues like medical, serious organized crime, fraud and embezzlement, corruption and illicit financial flows, assets recovery, all of this happen, including transfer of prisoners, sentenced persons. So we discuss all of this so that we can get better deal, and there can be policy framework to guide these relations between the two countries. And so we've had this discussion, and this year it was with a new dimension, because there are issues of great importance to both countries. And this was what we took us to London from the 18th to the 20th of March 2024. There is already a joint communique which the United Kingdom already put on their own website. Nigeria is going to have a media event to present it, because there are more than 20 agencies that are connected to this dialogue. Talk about NAPTIP, talk about NDLEA, Ministry of Justice, like I said, Correctional Service, Nigeria Immigration Service, Ministry of Interior, Humanitarian. There's so many agencies. So just as we plan when we're going, we are going to have a debriefing section. Already we have put out this joint communique, which I think some media are already using, but there is still going to be a debriefing section where we will examine the outcome. But I can give you for free that this was a very successful outing for Nigeria. We discussed on the issue of child molestation order in the UK, which many Nigerians have complained, and we have agreed to have better understanding of each other's culture. We have agreed to have better understanding on issues that concerns us. Of course, you will want Nigeria to go there asking the UK to assist in this or to assist in this. It's not a shopping time. It's not just for assistance. Rather, it is for mutual understanding and for better treatment of our citizens. And we need to get Nigerians along, because a lot of people think just migrating to the UK means better life. There is difficulty all over the world, and there are challenges globally. So that you don't go there and be disappointed, we need to have a lot of awareness. So all of these are going to be packaged. So in terms of outcome, all items on our agenda, Nigeria had good testimonies, good outcomes on all of them. We already emphasized, because we've been having discussion even before we went. And so it's a great outcome for us, whether on the issue of transfer of prisoners, which we call the PTA, or on the issue of serious organized crime. It gave us opportunity to review the PREVENT program. PREVENT program is that program that tries to prevent young people from going into crime. And this program has run in Nigeria for about 3 years from the United Kingdom. But even before the UK came with the program, we already have elements of PREVENT program being run by the Ministry of Interior. And so the office of the NSA, the National Security Advisor, is handling that up until when we went to the UK. But in UK, we agree that this is not a combative measure. It is not kinetic, so it doesn't need the serious force of the military. So we decide to go in semi-civilian, and so the Ministry of Interior will be handling that. So we have a lot of outcomes that are going to bring benefit to Nigerians, that are going to give them better treatment. For sure, in Nigeria, it's not just going to be deported from the United Kingdom without recourse to our High Commission in the UK, because the High Commission was ably represented in the delegation. I myself, as a diplomat that led the delegation, made sure that we got a good deal for Nigerians and for our mission in the United Kingdom. The same with the mission here, to ensure that there is rapport in terms of communication between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja and the British High Commission. One major outcome is on the issue of visa. You know, because for you to travel, you need visa, and this is always area of contention. People think they are being wrongly denied visa. People think there is delay. So with discussion that we had, we now see better ways of handling things. We agreed to having discussion on areas that are not clear to both parties before decisions are taken. Because usually what you see is either rejection, you know. So now it's not just going to be outright rejection. There will be opportunity to seek for clarification. You know, maybe you submitted wrong documents, or maybe your documents are not enough, or there is need for clarification, insufficiency of fund, and sometimes wrong document totally. Likewise, Nigeria today now has more than just single entry visa for British citizens that want to come to Nigeria. As you know, the United Kingdom has 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years visas. We've also tried to replicate this. This has been an area of discussion for some years, but I must say the Nigerian Immigration Service has now upped their game. They have now created different classes of visa, and you now have multiple entry visa from the United Kingdom.
For every time you miss the opportunity to invest in real estate or engage in real estate trading, some other people are smiling to the bank and enjoying the life that they dream of because they are making the right move. That right move is what the Real Estate Cashback Cooperative Society is trying to help you make. Buy square meters of land and hold it for 12 months and you will be reselling for profit. It's even more interesting as you can get started with 500,000 Naira. You can take it as high as 5 million, 10 million, 40 million, 100 million, 300 million, 500 million, and even 1 billion Naira. Don't miss out on this real estate cashback special offer. Make sure you hurry and join the League of Smart Investors who are taking their finances to the next level.
Global Light examines Nigeria's non-oil export. Mr. Femi Boyede, an expert in non-oil export, international trade and export business consultant, and the host of Talking Trade and Investment Global, tells us more.
What I would love to see is a commitment to transforming Nigeria's destiny and future into a non-oil export-driven economy. The Nigerian micro, small, and medium enterprises, they not only can, they have what it takes to be the hub of a new export direction. Why and how do I know this? I will name some companies that are owned individually by women who are actually depending on their own talent and meager resources. There's a company in Lugbe, BIMCAF. BIMCAF transforms coconut to different products. But Bimcaf has one of those products that is actually world market ready. Baked coconut flakes, coconut flour, coconut powder. Of course, everybody knows coconut oil. But in these areas alone, Bimcaf does have products that are packaged and labeled to world international standards. I am aware that Bimcaf exports this in small quantities within her resources to the US right now. There are supermarkets that receive Bimcaf coconut snacks. She recently began to ship to Switzerland and to the UK, one individual. There is Ijoma is AM Foods. AM Foods does date powder and date syrup. That's a small operation. Date powder and date syrup of AM Foods will knock out any such product from any other part of the world. That's an individual. There is Vivian Macarius date this thing right here in Abuja. Is also owned by a woman. There's a woman in Ibadan in the industrial park there. Hey, what's her? Oklambest. Oklambest does food processing, even on a contract basis, that you can take your gari. I have taken gari to that particular facility to be repackaged for me for export to Canada. These people are there in pockets of them. Smidan has been doing fantastically to produce nano, micro, small and medium enterprises that are operating individually and in silos. Now let's bring this back to national scope. A supermarket chain like Walmart that has about 3,500 outlets in Canada. It not just in Canada, I mean not even in Canada, but in the GTA alone, the Greater Toronto area alone, about 3,500 supermarket outlets. Imagine scaling up. Imagine producing 100 or 1,000 Bimcafs that are producing coconut-based snacks out of Nigeria. I assure you that even 1,000 Bimcafs will find it difficult to produce enough quantity for Walmart to put on their shelves. Now, Walmart is a company that will not buy one container and then the customers fall in love with it today. Tomorrow it's not available on their shelf. Walmart's global procurement philosophy is a minimum of 100 containers per month for a minimum contract period of 10 years. The specification is uniformity in product content standard as well as packaging and labeling. That actually wants to create an economic empowerment program, let's say that is gender focused, because we already have Nigerian women who are doing well in this space. Is it a possibility, for example, to design a deliberate program to say that Nigeria is targeting the Walmart market for date syrup, date palm, for coconut, and as I'm speaking, I remember one other woman in Ile-Ife, sole proprietorship. She does plantain flour, just plantain flour. On her own, she has plantations. Plantain flour is a health food that is now making waves in North America. And if that part of the world is so health conscious in food production, these people already have the know-how. They have already invested themselves in these particular products. There is Carrefour in France even if it is only these special markets alone that we target. Again, deliberate. We create a strategy. We get a market access consultant who now goes into a deliberate and target-oriented export strategy to negotiate an export contract on behalf of these women, to come and train them in a cluster, train them to produce the required standards, to develop the required packaging and labeling in terms of language and legibility and everything that passes into this country. I'm sure that the pressure on demand for foreign exchange from Nigeria would already drop. That means that Nigeria can manufacture its own foreign exchange that reduces the pressure on the dollar. And just to put all of this into a technical perspective, that means that Nigeria now needs to prioritize export development. Export development should begin first or go pari passu with export promotion. What we are doing as of today is export promotion.
For every time you miss the opportunity to invest in real estate or engage in real estate trading, some other people are smiling to the bank and enjoying the life that they dream of because they are making the right move. That right move is what the Real Estate Cashback Cooperative Society is trying to help you make. Buy square meters of land and hold it for 12 months and you will be reselling for profit. It's even more interesting as you can get started with 500,000 naira. You can take it as high as 5 million, 10 million, 40 million, 100 million, 300 million, 500 million, and even 1 billion naira. Don't miss out on this real estate cashback special offer. Make sure you hurry and join the League of Smart Investors who are taking their finances to the next level.
Join us in the next episode of Global Light as we meet the architect of diaspora value for Nigeria, plus our segments in light of global issues.